They may sparkle with sweetness and shine with flavor. But behind that tempting bite often hides a silent threat: too much sugar, too much fat, too much salt. And after 50, the cost of those little indulgences becomes more than just a few extra pounds. It's a toll on your heart, your energy, and your future. We're not here to scare you, we're here to empower you. Eating well after 50 isn't about restriction, it's about revelation. It's about choosing foods that nourish you deeply, like juicy berries, vibrant greens, hearty whole grains, and clean, lean proteins, and slowly letting go of the foods that quietly sabotage your strength. We get it, the comfort of old favorites is real. But what's even more real is the clarity, vitality, and longevity that come when you say yes to your health, and just a soft no to that sugar spike. In this video, we'll show you not only what to avoid, but what to embrace: simple, delicious swaps that honor both your body and your journey. Because aging well isn't about giving up, it's about choosing wisely. 1. Fried foods that triple the calories. If it helps, pause to imagine the vat of oil that basket of fries or onion rings has been submerged in. And consider how its saturated fat may have a negative impact on blood cholesterol. Says Amy Gorin, CEO of Plant-Based with Amy in Stamford, Connecticut. The American Heart Association recommends a diet in which only 5 to 6% of calories come from saturated fat. Meaning that if your daily calorie intake is 2.000 calories, no more than 120 of those calories should come from saturated fat. Bottom line, get the side salad instead of restaurant fries. When you look at labels, consider that a 200-calorie serving of food should have no more than 2 grams of saturated fat. Says Nancy Farrell Allen, a spokesperson for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Do this instead. Break out the air fryer, advises Christine Rosenblum, a registered dietitian and nutritionist, co-author of Food and Fitness After 50 and author of the blog A to Z. Simple, practical, science-based tips for a long, healthy life. She swears by her fryer. Air-fried fish, cod, tilapia, even salmon, is great in the air fryer. As are fried veggies, like new potatoes, green beans, broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Spritz with olive oil and add some herbs. Kate Zaratsky, registered dietitian and nutritionist at the Mayo Clinic, recommends playing around with other cooking methods. Look at roasting vegetables in the oven with a tablespoon of oil. Playing with the temperature to get the texture, soft or crispy, that's appealing to you. 2. Sugary drinks, including most bottled teas. Soft drinks aren't your only enemy. Bottled teas, fancy coffee drinks and fresh lemonades can all be loaded with the sweet stuff. For example, the 16-ounce chai latte at Starbucks, one of its most popular drinks, has 42 grams of sugar. Rosenblum says, beware of misleading labels on bottled drinks. Just because a drink says pure or green tea or honey doesn't mean it has less sugar. Rosenblum says, what about products touting their organic cane sugar? Coconut sugar or raw sugar? Sugar is sugar, she says. A 2022 study led by the University of South Carolina of more than 90,000 women found that those who drank at least one sugary beverage a day had a 78% higher risk of developing liver cancer than those who consumed less than 3 servings per month. Bottom line, aim to keep added sugar intake to 10% or less of total daily calories. Gorin says, for a 2.000 calorie daily diet, that would be no more than 200 calories, or 50 grams, of added sugar per day. Do this instead. Sip a cup of prune juice. Yes, prune juice. I love to recommend Amaze prune juice 7.5-ounce cans, which are perfectly portioned. Gorin says, each serving offers 4 grams of fiber, a good amount, which aids your digestive health and helps you feel good. And it contains no added sugar. Or infuse water with fresh fruit in flavors such as orange, blueberry lemon, and kiwi watermelon, suggests Jordan Hill, lead dietitian with Top Nutrition Coaching, topnutritioncoaching.com. It will add both flavor and some micronutrients from the fruit. Alan's recommendation: try herbal teas or reduced sodium bouillon or bone broths if you crave a savory beverage. Zarotsky suggests either flavored carbonated water or one of the new prebiotic or probiotic low sugar sodas. 3. Packaged foods with sneaky sugars. Hidden sugars can be found in pasta sauces, yogurt, granola bars, instant oatmeal packets and breakfast cereals. Alan says, why is that so harmful for older adults? Excess sugar can put stress on organs such as the pancreas and liver. Alan says, which can increase blood sugar and blood triglyceride levels and raise the risk of fatty liver disease. Sugars increase one's risk of cardiovascular disease and diabetes, the incidence and prevalence of which increase as we age, says Thomas Lokfi, a geriatrician at the Mayo Clinic. At a time in life when every calorie should be nutrient-dense, added sugar really contributes to calories we don't need. Added sugars are inflammatory to the body and can lead to unfavorable health problems. Hill says, the American Heart Association recommends women limit added sugar to 25 grams a day and men to 36 grams a day. Studies back up the harmful effects of sugar. A 2023 study out of the University of Missouri found a link between Western diets high in fat and sugar and the development of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which can lead to chronic liver disease. Another 2023 study, this one out of the University of Pittsburgh, found that excess sugar can exacerbate the symptoms of inflammatory disease. Bottom line: check labels for added sugars, but don't fret over natural sugars in fruits or milk. Do this instead. If you're looking for something sweet, I recommend upping your fruit intake. Fruit is naturally sweet, offers a great source of fiber and will keep you more satiated than the sugary packaged items. Hill says, Alan suggests making your own quick bread mini muffins, blueberry, zucchini, banana, pumpkin or cranberry orange, using whole wheat flour. Goran advises using frozen fruit to make a healthy smoothie. One of my favorite things in the freezer section, frozen wild blueberries. Not only do they offer 2 times the health-helping antioxidants of conventional berries, they're proven to benefit your memory and brain health. Blend them with unsweetened almond milk, peanut butter, Greek yogurt and banana for a delicious, fueling smoothie. 4. Foods loaded with stealth salt. 75% of people over age 60 have high blood pressure. And even if you're on medication, you want to lower your sodium intake. Rosenblum says, if you think you're eating a low-salt diet because you don't salt your grilled corn or soup, think about that frozen pizza or canned soup you just heated up. Those items are loaded with stealth salt. 2. And the largest randomized clinical trial ever to look at the effects of reducing salt intake, published this year in The Lancet, found that lowering sodium led to improved symptoms like swelling, fatigue and coughing, and an overall better quality of life. 75% of the salt in our diet comes from processed foods, not the salt shaker, Rosenblum says. So what can you do? An easy way to spot low-sodium foods, she notes, is to look for those in which sodium is 5% or less of the daily value. Anything in the 20% range is high sodium. Bottom line: aim for 1.500 to 2.300 milligrams of sodium per day. Do this instead. Get back into the kitchen and cook. Alan advises keeping the recipes simple, using whole ingredients and using seasonings that have no added sodium. For example, have the fixins for a make-your-own pizza using whole wheat naan bread, pizza sauce, reduced fat cheese, an assortment of veggies and lean meats. She says, Rosenblum recommends checking out the frozen, healthy product lines that keep sodium down. I've tried some of the newer product lines from Lean Cuisine, she says, and they are flavorful without as much sodium. 5. Ultra-processed snacks. Unless you're picking an apple from a tree or getting your milk straight out of a cow, most of the food you eat is processed. It's the ultra-processed foods that make the list to strike from your diet. Minimally processed foods like bagged greens, diced vegetables and nuts offer convenience, Alan says, and canned tomatoes and frozen fruit and vegetables are an excellent way to enjoy produce processed at peak quality and freshness. but many ready to eat. Processed foods, including cake mixes, snack chips, ketchup, sweetened yogurt and, meat lovers, frozen pizzas, add food coloring, sodium, preservatives and other hard-to-pronounce additives to make consumers happy. And that's not good for you. Many processed foods are void of fiber and nutrients such as potassium or magnesium. And they tend to be calorically dense, with a lot of fat and salt, says Joseph Gonzalez, a registered dietitian at the Mayo Clinic. And some of the preservatives, like nitrates, may be harmful in high amounts, perhaps leading to premature aging of cells in the body, Lopfe says. Bottom line, make label reading a habit. Do this instead. You can't go wrong with whole nuts, like pistachios in the shell or shelled almonds or peanuts, Rosenblum says. And healthy cereal is a good snack for older adults because 93% of those over age 60 eat cereal with milk and fruit. So it's a good way to boost nutrients. Just watch for added sugars in cereals, even the healthy ones, or reach for a hard-boiled egg. When it comes to wholesome snacks, they are a naturally nutrient-rich choice, Gorin says, and the American Heart Association says healthy older adults can have up to 2 eggs per day as part of a heart-healthy diet. Zaratsky suggests the most wonderfully packaged to-go food, an apple, banana or orange. Finally, Alan recommends making a charcuterie board with sliced lean turkey or chicken, whole wheat crackers, reduced fat cheese, pumpkin seeds, almonds, dried apricots and cherries. 6. Alcohol. The days of triple margarita Mexican dinners should be behind you. Why? Alcohol metabolism changes when we age, and we become more susceptible to its negative aspects. Lopfe says, alcohol can impact fall risk, interact with the medications we take as we age and lead to an increased risk of dehydration. Alcohol contributes to many health problems, including liver disease, heart disease, kidney disease, our immune system function and neurological diseases like dementia. A recent University of Pennsylvania study of 36,000 adults found that even moderate levels of alcohol consumption, a few beers or a glass of wine per week, are linked to harm to the brain. No matter what your age. And if you think alcohol helps you get more or better sleep, think again. While it may make it easier for us to fall asleep, it doesn't usually help us stay asleep. Alan says, frequently, it wakes us up in the middle of the night to visit the bathroom. Bottom line, government guidelines recommend no more than 2 drinks a day for males and no more than 1 drink a day for females. Do this instead. There are so many low or no calorie alcohol options. And bartenders are creative with mocktails, Rosenblum says. If you do consume alcohol, think about diluting it with sparkling water, club soda or low-calorie cranberry juice. Hill's suggestion, try low to no sugar kombucha. Kombucha has live bacteria to help support gut health, and it's a healthier carbonated beverage than your typical soda. For Zaratsky, one of the best alternatives is a flavored carbonated water or spritzer with a splash of fruit juice or muddled fruits such as raspberries, limes or oranges. You might love that crispy crunch, that irresistible sweetness, or the mellow buzz of a glass of red wine. But after 50, your body no longer forgives like it used to. So, what will you choose? A moment of convenience, or a life full of strength, energy, and clarity well into your 80s and 90s? We're not asking you to live in deprivation. We're inviting you to step into a new chapter, where every meal becomes a thank you to your body. Share this video if you know someone who needs to hear this. Comment below if you disagree, we want to hear from you. What do you think? A little sugar never hurt anyone, or a glass of wine a day is good for the heart? These are conversations worth having, and Little Green Turtle is here for all of it. Right finger subscribe to Little Green Turtle for more inspiring content on health, nutrition, and thriving through the years. Because turning 50 isn't the end, it's the beginning of something stronger, wiser, and more vibrant.